guys, hope you are well. So today you're looking at one of my favourite creatures from Welsh folklore mythology, the terrifying Gwyllgi. A dog-like beast with fiery red eyes, ruffled fur, who would prey on unsuspecting victims. And there have been stories of the Gwyllgi and the Cwnanwn, the dogs of hell, throughout Wales for many centuries. We talk about them quite a bit actually. We mentioned them on some of our tours. I mentioned them in one of the podcasts in the past, and I just wanted to share a few more stories of this terrifying beast.
The Gwyllgi, or Dog of Darkness, is a spirit of terrible form, well known to folklore. This is a frightful apparition of a dog with baleful breath, blazing red eyes which shine like fire in the night. And Mr. Jenkins, a worthy farmer, encountered one of these beasts many centuries ago. Mr. Jenkins one night was returning home from market on a young mare, when suddenly the animal shied, reared and threw the farmer off before bolting for home. Old Anthony, the farm servant, found her standing, trembling at the barn door, and well knowing the lane she had come through, suspected she had seen the Gwyllgi. He and the other servants of the farm all went down the road, and there, in the haunted lane, they found the farmer on his back in the mud. Being questioned, the farmer protested it was the Gwyllgi and nothing less that had made all this troubles. And his nerves were so shaken by the shock that he had to be supported on either side to get him home, slipping and staggering in the mud in a truly dreadful fashion all the way. Another poor, unfortunate soul to encounter one of these beasts was David Walter of Pembrokeshire, a religious man and far from fear and superstition. He was travelling home by himself through a field called Cotmore, where there were two stones set up called the Devil's Nags, which were said to be haunted. He said then all of a sudden he was seized and thrown over a hedge. He went there another day, taking with him for protection a strong, fighting Mastiff dog for protection. When he had come to the Devil's Nags, there appeared in the path the apparition of a dog more terrible than he had ever seen. In vain he tried to set his Mastiff on the huge beast, but the dog crouched frightened by the master's feet and refused to attack the spectre. The master then boldly stooped to pick up a stone, thinking this would frighten the evil dog. But suddenly a circle of fire surrounded it, which lighting up the gloom showed the white snip down the dog's nose and its grinning teeth and white tail. He knew then straight away it was one of the infernal dogs of hell. There were many similar stories of the Gwyllgi told throughout the entire country. It was often said to be confined to sea-coast parishes, and to look upon it was deemed dangerous. Although technically not classed as a death omen as such, to see one would mean bad news and trouble was on its way.
It sends a shiver down your spine thinking about it, doesn't it? And it makes you think, what would you do if you came face to face with such evil? It's quite unfathomable to think, isn't it, how you'd actually react if you saw such a thing. And speaking of spectral animals, it is often thought that living animals are attuned to the paranormal. In particular, dogs, cats, your household pet is thought that they can sense these auras. Now, of course, if we believe in the idea of a spirit, of a soul which lives on after the bodily death, that is thought to be what these animals pick up on. How often has your household pet sort of wandered off into the corner, seemingly barking at seemingly nothing, just paying particular attention to an empty area? Makes you think, what could they possibly be picking up on? What could they be seeing that we can't? So it's always important, pay attention to your pet's behavior. They could be trying to tell us something. hopefully they're not picking up on the local Gwyllgi, which is not going to stop by anytime soon. I certainly hope anyway. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. One of my favourite folk tales and legends, the stories of the Gwyllgi. So please, if you've got your own experiences, if you've, God forbid, ever come face to face with such a thing, please share in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember then to hit the bell notification for updates on these videos every week. So thank you all so much, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.